Hi there, this is Hans, and I am going to do a walkthrough of what a Sellescope seller report is and what it can mean for you. And so, if you have ever had clients sellers in particular, that have ever questioned, what you're doing to properly market the property or their property or to get it seen by the biggest possible set of buyers out there, these reports are going to address that in the most powerful way that I've ever seen in the almost 20 years of real estate marketing that I've been involved in. And so the reports themselves are very comprehensive. They cover a lot of different elements. So I'm going to go through these here one at a time. So there's a number of different tabs that we can open up here. The first thing is we're going to see this property and how many views and saves it's had on Zillow / Trulia, how it compares to the average. So there's a lot of data in here. So it's been on the market 16 days. It's been viewed 887. It's been saved 49. The average days on market for these properties is 77. The average home views is 471. The average home saves. And so these are data points that you can use to address your seller's concerns about getting the property seen. And you can see here that this one is already above average, and it's only been on the market 16 days compared to 77. So, this is how you can spin the story in terms of, hey, it's only been in the market. This one's only been in the market 16 days, but when you start to get into a longer time frame, then you want to start steering that pricing conversation. The other tool that we've added in here is the property comparison report. Very powerful, comprehensive in nature. There are a lot of listings, so we're going to put all of the properties and do a comparison to the subject property. We just saw the subject property go by. It is here in yellow, 189858 Wild Blue Boulevard, but there's too many listings, so I'm going to filter it and say let's only show properties within a 20% of that price. And now you can see we've got a lot fewer properties, and we've got what we call the correlated score. This is a proprietary number between 0 and 100 that we create based on views, saves, days on market, and saves per view factor. A very important factor is the saves per view. What that means is that for all of the views, how many times has it been saved by a potential buyer? The higher that number is, Zillow says that the faster a property will sell. So this one's doing quite well there. But if you want to look at how is it compared in terms of just pure saves, you can do that. You want to look at a price per square foot factor, you can do that as well. If you want to just do price, you can do that. So we've got a number of different ways that you can stratify this data, and then each of these listings will have a pros and cons section. So in comparison to the subject property, this property is higher in price. It's smaller in size. It has a higher price per square foot. So it's got quite a few cons. It doesn't have any pros. This one has a larger size, so it's a little bit bigger. This one has more bedrooms. This one has more bathrooms. So now your sellers can really get a granular look at what they're up against in terms of competition. That's the property comparison report. The next tool is incredibly powerful. Where can we see our property online, Mr. and Mrs. Agent? Well, we've combined and pulled in all of the websites that have your property listed, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. And so Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin. I work for XYZ, but I've got it on my competitor's website, on Remax, on Coldwell Banker Homes. So if you want to show your sellers, and it's a powerful conversation to say, look, I don't care who sells your house. I got it on my competitor's website. So this is an incredibly powerful tool. And how long would it take you to do this by hand? Hours. And for $49.97, I think it's an incredible, just for that alone, I think it's worth it. We've got comparable listings in the marketplace on a map basis. And then we have sold listings also on a map basis. And then finally, we've got home valuations over the years. It looks like this property, usually it's a little more of this curve is a little strange, I'll just have to say. But the property hasn't been around that long, so it's only going back a little more than a year. But down below, you will see that we have the valuations coming in from the biggest AVM tools that are out there. And again, this can drive your conversation based on how you want the conversation to go. And so that is how the seller report works, and where we see it to be valuable is in getting it to your sellers on a regular basis. Once you purchase it, you can set up automatically sending it via email and or text message on your parameters. You want to send it, once a week, you want to send it every 3 days. That is really up to you. You want to send it to yourself first and only send it to them, you can do that as well. But again, just $49.97. Click here to purchase the report, and once you do, all of the this will go away, and there will be no more pop-ups. This will be your report for the life of the listing. If you have any questions, we have a chat now option here that also goes away when you purchase it, so your sellers don't see that. This is for previewing it. All right, well, thanks for watching.